Hello and welcome back to the CNBC TV 18 Young Turks special. We are in conversation with Chris Tung, CMO at Alibaba. So let's filter down and talk about India a little bit. Your first visit here.
Yes.
What was your first impressions of the consumers here when you noticed consumer behavior in the team that was with you, of how they are using their smartphone, how they are using commerce on their phone and even offline? What are your impressions about the Indian consumer versus the Chinese consumer? Just first impressions.
Yeah, I was so amazed by what I see here through this trip, and a lot of optimism in the market, and it's and I see a lot of similarity between China and India in terms of the fast pace, progressing, and the consumer upgrading their lifestyle and eager to do more, and a lot of optimism in the market as well, and also with much more emphasis by Indian leadership on digital India.
Your other investments in India, you mentioned Paytm, you also have ExpressBees, which is a logistics company, e-commerce logistics company. You have Zomato, which is, food ordering and delivery, and you have Big Basket, which is groceries, delivery online.
Yeah.
What are the sort of, if you've met the teams here, and you look at the way they're approaching in building out their brands and their marketing initiatives, what are some of the things that you think Indian consumers are ready for, or certain models that you have there that can be quickly imported here and integrated into some of these players perhaps to expand faster, onboard users faster, make it increasingly attractive for Indians to transact online?
Yeah. I think consumers are experience great benefits of living a convenient life through digital technology, which is essential. The mobile phone, the development of mobile market plays probably one of the most critical driving force for China's digital development. I think this will be the same in India. I'm very happy to see how quickly people are churning from feature phone to mobile phone, because you got to have the magic wand in your hand to be able to enjoy the benefit of this different life. And the power of mobile phone, smartphone, is it's at your service anytime, anywhere, and it can be personalized to your benefit. So I think it's always the convenience as well as the personalization that's adding value to this equation, and payment being one. We're not using. I don't think we're using a lot of cash or even credit card. A lot of people never use credit card, the young generation in China, because as long as you have your phone full of battery and you have some money in your bank, you're okay. So that's easy to describe, but takes a lot of effort to do. But once you have that e-payment infrastructure, everything, all the business becomes very convenient. And once you enjoy that convenient life, you're gonna do more with your mobile phone, and you're gonna enjoy the benefit of shopping online. You're gonna enjoy a lot of content or personalized news. A lot of things will come. This will be a totally different mobile-led lifestyle that you're gonna have very soon in India. But I think each infrastructure bucket plays a very essential role, and payment being one very critical part of it.
Are you looking at bringing some form of uni-marketing, or are brands here, business partners here, brands here in India that do cross-border via Alibaba, tapping into uni-marketing in any form? Or are you working closely with some of your investee companies here to look at how they could implement some form of the new retail model here? Are your teams talking to each other?
Yeah, of course. This is definitely in a plan. I think it goes without saying that India is a key priority of our globalization strategy. But we also have to look at the status of the market, the development, like I just described, the penetration of the payment.
Yes.
You know, a lot of things you cannot rush. You have to look at the prerequisite condition to see if everything is in place, then be able to bring some of the experience and technology to support the merchants of India more. But we're going to take steps. It's not just bring everything we have in China and then make it happen here. It doesn't make sense. But we pretty much have gone through the process. We know what to do, what to support step by step. So we're focusing on getting the infrastructure support right. For example, on top of payment, we have launched Alibaba Cloud services with two major data center built. So that's very critical because cloud really carry that data technology capability, as well as be able to offer a space for us to put more business application on to support the merchants in India. So that is critical part of the whole plan as well.
All right. Winding down this conversation, Chris, I want to go back to talking about two of the larger trends and where you see this as a CMO at Alibaba, right? One is short form content and how that is being used by marketers in China, and what are the trends that you see towards that? How do brands communicate their messages in 15 seconds, 10 seconds effectively, and what is the growth that you see there for media, entertainment, content companies?
It's definitely the mega trend that's going on everywhere in the world. This has driven by the mobile application. So through this little tiny screen, we want to quickly get to what we want in a short form, entertainment alike. So that has significantly changed the way we think about how to produce content as well as entertainment. I believe this will prevail whenever the mobile phone prevails. And as a platform, what we have achieved, what we have tried in China, for example, is how do we develop an effective content-based e-commerce platform. So if you benchmark with the traditional TV commercial, yes, 15 seconds, 30 seconds on a little screen is not probably as persuasive as it is on big screen like TV. But think about it as recommendation, as key opinion leaders, presentation about their experience with the product, with the brand. It could be very personal. It could be very approachable and very convincing.
I believe you have thousands of live broadcasts that happen on the various apps on a daily basis by key opinion leaders or influencers that I think we call in India, pushing people to buy, experiment with products.
Yes. Alibaba has been the main incubator for KOL-led e-commerce in China with our major platform called Taobao. So on Taobao, which is already a content-led platform, it's already you can take it as the largest consumption media, if you will. It's not just a shopping mall online. It's actually a consumption magazine, if you will, in a digital way. So every day there's thousands of live casts by KOL there, and almost all the product page carries a short form video introduction, which is done in a very lively way. So lots of content you can follow, and lots of recommendations.
AI-generated content?
AI also play a role in terms of how to produce it right, how to present this particular product to the consumers. There's a lot of insight driven by the AI, as well as the matching. What users get exposed to certain KOL or content is optimized by AI algorithm. So it's a personalized content channel. Every time you go to Taobao, you feel like this is your Taobao. If you compare your Taobao page with your friends, they may look totally different. Totally different. So you feel like this is for me, this is so personal. You don't even want to share a snapshot of your Taobao on social media because it's so personal. You know, it's actually your lifestyle. You have to go check it out, what's new, what's for you every day. So it becomes a part of your life. It goes much more beyond commerce. So that's huge. To be simple, I think the whole media landscape is changing. The short form video as well as live casting is playing a very important role there. Okay,
my last question is what you see as the future of the ad agency. You've been on the other side. You know, you worked with the Procter & Gamble's of the world, the PepsiCo's, the L'Oreal's. And now you're on the other side as CMO at Alibaba, and you're seeing the world differently. Tell us about what you think is the future of the ad agency.
I always made my pitch to the agency world that by saying that I think this is the best time for agency. Why? Because by unleashing the power of data, this is the first time that, for example, creative agency doesn't have to only focus on one set of target audience and do just one set of creative for one campaign. Instead, because there's so much insight we can get from different groups of people, everybody, almost everybody, should have a good reason to buy certain product. We just have to understand what story to tell. So if you know what story to tell, the whole space for creativity becomes multiplied. So actually, it's the best time for creative people to actually devise more creative work, tell more stories to different group of people at the same time. And the system, for example, the uni-marketing system will help you to push out the right story to the right people. And you can measure the effectiveness of your creative work in real time. It was never the case. It's basically always you devise a campaign, then you feel the job is done and see how it goes. But now because of visibility of the insight, you get to play a lot more, do a lot more work, and make your advertising campaign even more effective. And of course, the media agency will even, be more data-led, scientific in the way they approach media. So it benefits both media agency and creative agency. But the challenge is, what I'm saying here is really understood and being adopted as a new way of thinking for agency. That's the challenge. If they stay indifferent, I think they're going to get impacted. But the world is still there for them, even bigger one.
A bigger one outside China, where they can continue to be old school, at least for a long, long time.
That's right.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris, for this conversation.
My pleasure.
Thank you. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Young Turks. Tell us what you thought of the show. You can write to us at youngturks@nw18.com. You can also ping us on Facebook and Twitter. Our handle is @CNBC Young Turks. From the entire team here, thank you very much for watching.